You know, if you have something where there's a problem, you can figure out a solution to that and present that to the world. What's your biggest advice?
Don't do it. I'm just kidding. You have to be prepared to risk it all, everything. Like I've put everything, my life savings, my 5 years of my life, like I've missed out on a lot because I believe in this and what we're doing. And I want to help. You have to come from a good place. But the biggest piece of advice is talk to people and talk to potential customers before you do anything to make sure that they will not only buy it, not only like it, but buy it. Friends and family, that's great. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. You need to talk to absolute strangers that are your target customer and show them early designs, even if it's just drawn on a piece of paper, and make sure you validate what you're going to do before you do it, because you do not want to go down the path of wasting time, money, energy, trying to raise capital, all these things for people that aren't going to buy your product. So before I started Pixly, I met with a lot of my former customers and told them about the idea and if they would do it and buy it and use it. And they did, and had several write letters of intent that helped me raise capital. So that's my biggest piece of advice, is like, just make sure you have a market for it and you have people that'll pay for it and buy it, and get them to write letters of intent. That can help you tremendously. I'd be very wary of offshore development teams. I would also say always get 3 proposals. I'd say for anything, whether that's a web design, product engineering, UI, UX, what have you, that's just good business sense. I would also say, I think the world's changed a lot and people could do vibe coding and all that stuff, and that's great. But I'm not sure those are scalable businesses, because that code can go sideways really, really, really quick. Make sure you understand your cost of goods, and just make sure you're willing to risk it all, because it's not easy. I mean, it's awesome and it can be fun, it can be rewarding, but it can be incredibly hard, incredibly lonely. And the hardest thing, I've done a lot of hard things in my life, and nothing's been harder than this, but also nothing's ever been more rewarding. And some days, literally the same day, I can have the best high of a pilot project with a massive GC, and the lowest of the low 5 minutes later. So it's not for the faint of heart. And be very careful about how you go about it financially. Keep your job until the business can afford to support you and your family, and always put your family first. Don't risk your family over it.
Well, that's some great advice. And go ahead. What was that?
For your health. For your health. Yeah. It's very stressful. So like I make it a point to go to the gym a couple times a week and do yoga. And I have a specific mindfulness practice, because it's very stressful, like insanely stressful.
Yeah, well, it's a roller coaster, like you said. You could have a really, really good moment. We could have this recording, everything goes great, and then I have an email when I get off, and it's something negative, and so yeah, it could be that high and low, like you said, and so that's very important. But give it a try. Just what you're saying, do it in a smart way.
Yeah, do your research. Just do your research. Make sure there's a market for it, and make sure there's people that will buy it that are not your friends and family, because those people, we love them, we need them, they're important to us. But they're usually going to tell us what we want. Just validate it, and not with one one person, like talking about like with 100. Yeah, and look at how much competition is out there too, right? And look and see if there's a whole. I could go on and on about this, but also see if there's anybody that has a patent that you're infringing on before you try your idea.
Well,